Okay.
What is it?
Is
What
it?
the? It got me going into.
Huh?
I don't know what it got me going into now. I'm about to just let you go back. Am I still on your page? Am I? Can you see me?
I can see you and
It
hear
got
you.
me in Gmail right now, but I did all that and still can't join the chat.
You wonder if you could like go off and come back on. Can you join the chat?
Now it's going because I had to do this last time. Every time I get on here, so I can see the conversation, I got to do the same process. That's why I knew what to do, but it's not.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just have to let you read the comments. I ain't about to keep holding up the show.
Okay.
But yeah,
Hey everybody. Happy what is it, Friday? I'm tired. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday night. I hope everybody's having a great night. Um, I have my co-host on here with me, Mr. Island. He's here
hello
with me
everyone.
tonight.
Hello.
We had a great conversation. I'm sorry I am running behind. I said 8 o'clock and I'm running behind. So my apologies for that. I hope y'all still tune in. We're gonna have a great show tonight. Gonna tune in if you can. When you come in, please hit the like button. Please hit that like button for me when you come in. And then if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. Uh, if you have any content information or anything that you want us to talk about, please put it in the chat. Um, and we're willing to talk about it. And share the video out. Okay.
Like and share.
That's it. That's it. When I tell you I am tired today, I am tired.
I'm
Goodness.
sorry, but you still looking good while you tired.
I was like, I gotta wash my face real quick, something, because this is whew, I'm sleepy. It's a good day to go somewhere though. So
It is. It is. I
I
think
like I
think
like
everybody had a
that.
good week this week. Oh, well, thank you. I didn't have this hair for 3 years.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I got it from a black owned what we call Chinese shops up in Speedway. I don't even know if they
hmm
still there. I haven't went there in a long time, but I was trying to support them and everything when I learned it was black owned and stuff. But yeah, they're right there in
Oh,
Speedway, not Speedway, West 10th Street, across from Ben Davis in the plaza,
oh,
where
okay.
the
Yeah.
laundromat and all that is. They right where
Yeah.
the old Family Dollar.
Yeah.
The old well, no, they're next to the store that where the old Family Dollar is. This is the store that used to be there. They took over that spot.
Oh, okay.
That's where
Okay.
they was. But yeah, I love this hat. I don't know what about it is. I don't know. I bought this and another hat at the same time, and I barely wear them, but I don't know. I like them,
Yeah,
and
that's
everybody loves it. I don't know.
I like that. Nice hat.
Thank you.
Very nice. So you ready for the weekend? You got big plans for the weekend?
I'm spending time with my youngest child, my 10-year-old boss lady,
Yeah, that's
my
the boss.
twin. Yeah, she the
hmm
boss. She the
Yeah.
boss. Yeah, I'm spending time with her. She came and hung out with her dad last weekend and said she still misses me, so she wanted to come back over this weekend. We're gonna do karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
I found her passion for music. So I had a little turntable set that me and my son used to play on. You look up to your computer and learn how to scratch and mix music and everything.
Yeah.
And so I gave it to her, and I have a laptop for her in the layaway, and I'm gonna find her beat machine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna teach. We're gonna learn it together, and I'm gonna leave it with her so she can start making music. She likes to sing and dance and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody messing with her boots on the ground. I'm telling you now, like she cold with it. She throwing her little hip out and doing her little thing.
She got
You
her
know,
own little style.
oh yeah. She looking like Beyonce with it. I'm talking about she throw that thing
Mm-hmm.
and boy. And
Yeah.
so and we're musically anointed people in my family. My father, he's a percussionist. He played with Earth, Wind and Fire before they got famous. I got cousins who played in church. I got a natural ear for music. Like I can write like I don't know what. I wanted to be a producer and a DJ growing up, but I never got into it. My mother tried to get me to learn the piano, but I couldn't sit still.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I have a real natural ear for music. It's like
Mm-hmm.
like I can hear something like I've sat in rooms with producers making beats and been like, nah, man, you need to do this, bro. Like, like, man, you think so? Like me and my friends made a rap song when we were younger. I helped produce the beat, came up with, add this in that, wrote my
Yeah.
verse first, came up with the hook, the ad libs, it's just I got a natural thing for it. I just
Yeah.
was never one of those kids like I want to be a rapper. It wasn't
Right.
never mine, but I followed the moguls, Jay Prince, you
Yeah.
know,
Hmm.
Master P. I followed them. I like their stories.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been good. I wish in school that I end up playing instruments because I love instruments and I wanted to learn the piano myself and just other different ones just to learn it. I love
Yeah,
music
yeah,
as well.
music. I've got in the country. Growing
Oh,
up,
really?
I listened to everything but country opera. My mother had me listening to everything. My mother, when it comes to music, she's very eclectic. Like I was listening to Gloria Estefan and all kind of people growing up. I didn't grow up listening to much hip hop other than on the box, Channel 47, and people playing it in their cars and stuff. Like I didn't even start buying albums like that until probably my late teens,
Yeah.
if that, until bootlegs came out. But
Yeah.
I grew up listening to everything but country, and that was that depressing country back in the day. You know the
Right.
they gave me my moonshine. She took my dog. She took down all that depressing stuff. I couldn't get into it, but I
Yeah.
love the blues. But now the country they got out now, Teddy
Hmm.
Swims, Jelly Roll, Chris Stapleton, just to name a few. Shoot, I'm riding to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. That's my mother' favorite, the blues. She loved the blues.
Johnny Taylor, love Johnny Taylor.
Mhm.
Everybody love Johnny Taylor. You know, yeah, it's just music. Yeah, like I was cleaning the house listening to music. I was just cleaning,
Mhm.
sweeping, vacuuming, putting the baking soda down,
Yeah.
just jamming, in my zone. I'll be at work, got my speaker, you
Mhm.
know, just hey, when you in that zone, don't nothing bother you.
Yeah. That's it. Be in your little zone. Do what you got to do. That's one of them. Especially like if when you clean up on a Saturday morning, you got your music playing. You
Mhm.
waking up the whole house playing music because you cleaning. So yeah.
Well, that's what we were had to do. My mother,
Mhm.
hey, Saturday morning, she waking everybody up. She playing
Mhm.
that's when Tony Braxton. I was listening. She was playing what's her name? The Rapture. What's her name? Had the short haircut. What is her name? Oh, come on now. I can't believe I think got a G in it. Uh, everybody love her. She was big in the 80s and early 90s.
She sung.
Uh,
She
the
sung it.
Rapture. The Rapture. The Rapture. That's one of her biggest hits. But anyway, Tony Braxton, like I said, Gloria Estefan. I mean, I could go on. I can't think of none off the top of my head, but she even had the short haircuts. In Vogue. I'm a big In Vogue fan. Like they my favorite R&B female R&B group. Like
Yes, that's my favorite. That's
you
my
know,
favorite.
don't you wanna be back? Don't get me started.
Mhm. Yes, that is my favorites. It's just they vocals. Period. I mean, I feel like they had one of the best vocals. Period.
Speaking of, guess who wrote Michelle's what's her hit that everybody love?
Something in my heart.
Something in my heart. Guess who wrote that?
I know who did because they just said who wrote it for.
Yup.
Um, dang, who was that? I can't think of it. I can't get it up now. Hey, how you doing, Chris? What is the name? What's the name? Who was it?
DLC.
Okay, that's it. That's it.
DLC.
Yeah,
DLC wrote that. I said, what?
yeah,
I was like, wow, but he's a writer. He can write.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was like, man, that surprised me, boy.
yeah. Most definitely. So, I mean, it was a great song. I just know that she didn't really want to do it at first, but
Yeah, she didn't. Oh, I can see the comments. I don't know if I can't comment, but I can see them.
hello.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Yes. Thank you for coming in. Make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all come in, please. All is well so far. Just tired. That's it. Just sleepy. A little sleepy.
I had to get you some tea.
I got some. I really do.
Okay, cool. It got caffeine in it.
Mm-hmm. I do. I
I,
got some.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. That's all I was gonna say. I
I
got
about to
some.
say green tea. I
Yeah.
learned that instead of drinking coffee, just drink green tea, boy. It will keep you up.
And that's what I had earlier when I was working. I had my green tea
Mhm.
when I was working.
You might go to the bathroom more than you want, but
I know, right?
and it's good. It's cleaning you, but it's detoxing.
Mhm.
But man, it will wake you up and keep
Yeah.
you up.
Green tea is good for you. I love it. I love it.
Oh, life is back.
Life with
Life
Kumar,
with I cannot say that last part. I was trying to figure it out last time.
Kumar Anye.
Life with Kim Morale. Oh God.
Kumar Anye. Um, so any news this week? Any updates? What's going on out here? Have you heard anything different? I heard
Um,
a lady shot one of the monkeys that was missing.
oh, somebody shot one of the monkeys. That hadn't popped up on my phone. I hadn't seen nothing
Yeah.
about the monkeys. I did. I talked to somebody who I know worked with the government. I actually talked to them last week, and they said they had like 2 more checks coming.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to somebody that owns a daycare. And they was like, hey, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sell the daycare because
Right.
CCDF, like that's how
Mm-hmm.
everybody pays. So I'm kind of waiting on feedback from people about that to kind of know like the inside on that, see how they reacting to it and what they dealing with. I know the person who worked for the government, she had known she started looking for another job, but she's like, now I really gotta look for another job. She got a young baby and everything. She got 2 kids, so she's worried.
Yeah.
What part of the government? He works with the IRS.
So she's already working though.
Yeah, she's been working with them for years. She works, I think, with claims or something. I don't know. I don't quote me. I don't want to be wrong. You know, I ain't misquoting people, but I know she works with the IRS.
Right.
And I'm like, how they gonna go out in this? I
Yeah.
mean, how you gonna shut the IRS down? I don't care. All the government stuff you shut down, the police and the IRS are the two that I just think you just cannot shut down.
Yeah. It's a part of the government.
Yeah.
Federal, whatever it is. They was gonna shut them down too.
Yeah. I did see that they said I don't know if it's true. It was my mother shared it in my family chat that they said some of the Proud Boys or the ICE people went on trial and testified that they were trying to get people locked up for their political beliefs and telling police to arrest them just because of they were
Hmm.
speaking against them and their political beliefs. They said
Oh,
they were
really?
trying to get them to lock them up for that. I'm like, what? And I didn't know that. Yeah, my sister showed me on Instagram how they locking up white people, black people, regular Americans. I didn't know all this, and I talked to a guy at work for Fossil last. He was like, yeah, they're locking up the Irish.
Hmm.
You know, and I'm like, it was one guy. They said one black guy was like, I'm a regular black man, and
Hmm.
they was doing the white
Yeah.
man thing. They was slamming him and beating. I'm like,
Yeah.
white
That's what I heard. That it's not only
immigrants.
the immigrants, it's other ones too that's also being locked up. I heard more black. I didn't know they did like the other ones, but I mean, it don't surprise me.
Mm-mm.
I seen something too. Hey Jacob, thanks for coming in. He was talking about the IRS when we was talking about it. We was talking about the IRS. Um, so the with that, even the election, I mean, it threw me off because I seen it on the calendar. The kids was out of school, and they normally out of school got an e-learning day when it is an election, and I was confused, like, did we have an election here? But I found out it wasn't us; it was other states. Because I was like, hold on now, like, what's going on? But it was other states that had some. So, what you think about the mayor in New York that won?
Um, the I knew about the rezoning. My sister came from California, and all I knew about was the rezoning. She heard my mother talking something about the rezoning for votes or something like that. That's kind of the
Mm-hmm.
thing I knew about. I didn't know about the mayor, and I didn't hear nothing about the mayor and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I know the rezoning has to do with the votes, and they were
Yeah.
actively talking about like, no, they don't need to rezone. They're trying to get certain
Mm-hmm.
politicians in, which is the whole
Yeah.
agenda is trying to get whoever's on Trump's side. They
Right.
just trying to build his army of supporters up government wise, so they can keep doing whatever he wants to be done, so they can keep a job basically. Because I don't think a
Mhm.
lot of people support him, whether Republican or Democrat. I don't think a lot of people support him. They don't want to lose their job and all their connections, and that's
Yeah.
his thing. That's what Trump does. He uses that against you, which is good on
Mhm.
his end as a smart tactic, but it's bad for us. He uses mafia tactics, which I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I respect Trump and what he does in the sense of business. Well, when I went to college, my business teacher taught me there's no love in business. It's just, and so what he's doing, how he does what he does, as far as, hey, if you ain't with me, cut you. I can respect that if you're a leader, but how it affects us as common people is what I'm not for.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, like, you don't have to like a person. Like nobody. Okay, so like, most people in some type of organization don't like every decision that the leader makes, but they support it because that's who the leader is. And that's kind of what the president is. Like a lot of these people who I know are Trump supporters at work, they don't like what he's doing. They have, I'm not with that. I don't like that he's doing that. But they support it because like that's who we voted. That's our president. They're
Yeah.
mad, but they support it.
Right. Yep, that's true. That's true. I mean, I don't know. It's so far it's been crazy and chaotic this whole year. I'm just hoping next year be a little bit better. People get a little bit more relief. I don't know what's to expect on any of this. I know it has quieted down a little bit, especially about the EBT. I really haven't heard too much more about it. I know some people are still mad, but I even when I went to the store on the first and the second, um, I see it on there, Jay. When I went to the store on the first and the second, it was not as packed, but it was calm. It was peaceful, like nothing was going on really. So I don't know. Have no clue.
I ain't worried about right now. I'm worried about in 3 months.
Hmm.
Because I told everybody, when everybody is hurting is when you got to worry.
Yeah.
Because the first law of nature is the law of preservation.
Hmm.
And people gonna stay alive. People gonna eat. People gonna
That,
stay. So they're gonna
yeah.
have to do something.
Yeah.
OnlyFans is probably about to have a lot of new customers and a lot of
Hmm.
new people putting out content.
That's right.
And a lot of people don't have a lot of skills out here, and there's a lot of programs to get skills and trades and stuff for free and get
Hmm.
certified. But people don't think like that. People, I mean, basically, people get about 30 plus. They try to do the easy way out.
Yeah.
So if you one of these people out here that's on government assistance and you already didn't have no skill set, hey,
Hmm.
it's only one thing that always sells, and that's sex. And outside of that, you just gotta come up with some type of hustle. I said, to be honest, I said anybody with food stamps at this point, they need to start selling dinners right now and just keep flipping their money. Whatever food stamps you got, and start selling dinners underneath the table.
Hmm.
I mean, that's all you got. You can't sell your stamps, so flip the food
Flip the food.
or start candy stores or something. I don't know, something.
Yeah. They gotta come up. They gonna have to figure out something, especially if you have kids and you trying to be out
Mhm.
here surviving. Come up with something, some better way of making it happen. I'm not sure. I mean,
They're hurting a lot of economies with this. I know that. Like, and it's only hurting the people who need it, like CCDF, and you asking people to pay for daycare, which is already expensive. CCDF was helping that. Now you take that away, they taking away from something else's. They might be car insurance. You talk
yeah,
about, okay, I got to decide to ride illegal and worry about getting tickets. It might possibly get my car towed just to eat.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's just about to get ugly out here.
It is. It really is. That's
We
all
got
I
a lot of
say.
new content creators. you know,
They long as they stay on TikTok constantly, they'll get some money.
yeah.
They will get
That's
some
what
money.
I gotta learn that. You
Mhm.
said go on TikTok. I was gonna fool with it this weekend. I was gonna try to play with it and learn some reels and maybe go
Mhm.
live once and see how it works. I don't even I don't know how long
It
you got
takes
to
a
talk.
minute even to go live. You got to like do a whole verification and everything before you even could go live on there. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it is. I mean, as long as you stay consistent, then you could start making you could get monetized quicker with TikTok than you can any other platform. And that's a plus. But especially if you go live all the time and whatever. So let's go on and jump into this topic. Everybody that comes in, I hope that y'all seen the post. And we also shared it out so y'all should see what we were talking about. So we are talking about who clone. I mean, it's did they clone Gucci Man? I'm sorry. Call the movie out.
I don't think they did. I think in the time we live in, and I'm gonna start when they start putting out the hidden color DVDs. And all the
Mhm.
DVDs about the boule and all the secret societies and stuff. People jumped on that bandwagon. And it's easy for a person to say somebody's clone and they got their life together. I mean, now he's coming out saying he's schizophrenic. He got to tell, you know, I worked in mental health for children and adults. Dealt with it in my own family. It is real. Black people like to ignore it, but
Mhm.
it's real. I mean, it's we've seen plenty of people go to prison and change their lives.
Yeah.
What's so different between Gucci Man, who was a regular street dude, was hooked on drugs. Now we see he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, which
Mhm.
most people know that most people with mental illness deal with self-medicate. Like that's just
Yeah.
what it is. Even when they have meds, they self-medicate. And so he went to jail, and he probably. I mean, I don't know how it's easier for somebody to say he got cloned than it is to say, hey, he's locked in jail. He was just a millionaire and making all these $100,000 rapping, and now he's
Mhm.
locked up and he wised up. I don't see why that's hard to believe. And then he got a good woman on the side. He gets in shape. He
Yeah.
cleans up, and now he's back out. It's not like he's a dummy. He was in college. His first case he caught in college, he had 90 bags of I don't know if it was cocaine or crack or weed, but he had 90 bags of it. But he was in college with it, so he's not a dummy.
Yeah.
Most of these successful rappers that were street dudes, they're not dumb. He just had a mental illness, and he go to jail. He got cleaned up with a good one on the side, and now he's living his best life. And I don't see how that's hard to believe. I don't even see how a person would say he's a clone versus saying that. I just don't see it. I just
Mhm.
think it was easy to say and run with it. And it's the internet, and even in my experience on Pop the Balloon, people want to believe the negative person before they believe the positive. It's like everybody wants to point their finger at somebody to make themselves feel better, or say, or have just be stimulated by it.
Mhm.
Oh man, he's a clone,
Yeah.
and he doesn't even have that influence on our culture as a whole. For the government to worry about cloning him. You know, but I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because I get what you're saying. But then again, like he's probably not as big. I think he's big enough because a lot of us, our generation, really like him. I haven't heard any of his current music. I think one song since he came out. I was a big fan of his before he ended up doing time, and I really didn't get when he came out. I was trying to listen. I did hear one song that was popping, but I haven't really been focused since he came out to see. But looking like you said, people get their life together, um, exercise. He looks more healthier, um, with more hair. He kind of sort of look different, but I know when it comes to the entertainment world that they're gonna do whatever possibly that they can. Not saying he's the only one, but it's other ones that are too that's in entertainment that probably has a clone. And it just took me to the movie Who Cloned Tyrone. You know, uh when they came out with that movie, I don't take it like it was just a comedy. It's always subtitles behind there. You gotta always read between the lines when you see the movies nowadays that's coming out. Um it remind me of that a little bit. But I mean, who knows? I mean, even if he is, if he's somebody different, who knows? But I could just tell that he's also lost weight or whatever. I was listening to the interview on the Breakfast Club with him and Keisha. What is the core? Kaor? Kaor.
He's KO or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, when they were on the Breakfast Club and they were talking about his schizophrenia and the mental illness, and then when you take the medication, anybody that has seen a person that has taken that takes schizophrenia medication, in any medication, I'm not sure, I know you say that you're ADHD, and um, people that take ADHD medication, anything of that nature, and how it does you and affect your body. Have you taken it before?
No, but I did take anxiety and antidepressants at one point,
Hmm. Now
and
I know my
and
son took it, and when he took it, it took him to a zone where he was just moving slow and he felt like a zombie. He didn't feel like himself. So even as a young boy, he was not taking the medication. He was acting like he was taking it and was not taking it because it made him feel a certain way. And he didn't like that feeling. So with schizophrenia medication, it does the same thing. It makes you feel a certain way. I don't know if it causes hallucination or if you hallucinating without taking the medication. I'm not sure. But I know it's something that they don't want them, they don't want that feeling, that how it makes them feel, because they don't feel natural with taking it. So she was explaining, you know, um, how he acts when he is not on the medication or when she's waiting on it to kick in. So mental illness is real. I'm not sure if this is something that he struggled with before he went in. According to him, he did. He used to like, crash out, be on drugs or whatever to subside it. But now with him being clean and everything, I think it's more, you could see it a little bit more in him and how his mood changes.
yeah, I grew up with an uncle who was diagnosed schizophrenic. We didn't know it as kids,
Don't
you
tell him.
know. I'm sorry.
No, I was reading the comments.
Um, and it was just he was just normal to us, but he self-medicated, and stuff like that. But it was just our uncle. That's just how he was.
Yeah.
Um, but you do know when you're around those type of people, like I said, I worked in the field. I mean, to when you're around them, it's normal. Like, you meet people, that's just how they are. And I tell people all the time, like, you have to think, especially since the 80s with crack in our DNA and all these chemicals, just like it does alter your DNA. And when you have these mental illnesses, it's people out here that's undiagnosed that you don't know, and you deal with them every day, and you don't even know that they have
Yeah.
that problem. So you can function. It's just then they're triggered, just like when regular people without those diagnoses are triggered. They
Yeah.
they they have different reactions than a normal person might have. And
Mhm.
good thing he has a woman on the side that pays that much attention to him, because when they have episodes, they, especially schizophrenia, they hear voices. And like he said, he could be sitting there talking to somebody and hear a voice saying, yeah, they want to fight you. And he like, dude, and he's
Mhm.
reacting to it, like, what you mean? They said, what I heard a couple stories. They were talking in one of the interviews. They said he robbed his own friend's mama. We all know about throwing a girl out the car. He did a lot of crazy stuff. He even said he used to give away jewelry, and he was cut off a lot of friends because they knew he was having an episode. He was giving away jewelry and stuff. And you
Right.
know, to him, he didn't know it was his normal life. It was nothing new. It was just him living life. But like I said, I think for what I experienced growing up, I never seen my uncle have an episode. How he was normal to me, but I never seen him do nothing that was out of the normal of my environment. The men I grew up around either. We used to joke about my Uncle Dan being crazy. And I said with him one day, we were drinking and talking, and I said, Uncle Dan, I said, man, they say you was crazy, man. You think my Uncle Pete was crazy? He was like, well, your uncle was crazy at Medford.
Yeah.
But then you think the people that deal with him, if they know that's his norm, they know how to react and how to deal with him, so it doesn't bother them. Like it didn't bother me as a kid.
Right.
So you get used to it. So for
Yeah.
her, like to pay attention to him well, but of course she's his wife, So her love for him, and you could tell from his reaction, like he's put his life in the hands. Like, yeah, I might not be able to handle this at times, and she does. But it takes a person that's dealing with you to pay that much attention to you, to know when it might be a time when you don't want to speak your piece to that person because they don't upset you. You might want to shut up. You might trigger them, and
Right.
they really don't have control of how they react. They don't even know they're doing it. When I was
Yeah.
diagnosed with seizures, when I had my seizure and died, and they diagnosed me with all types of seizures at once, they said I had staring seizures, and they said I also had seizures where like I could be talking to y'all right now and just drift off, and I don't even know I drifted off. I'm just zoned out, nothing bad or nothing. I ain't missed the beat, but y'all can see on my face like, where'd he go? He just clicked out.
Mm-hmm.
I forget, it was a singer. I think I think it's Sierra. I don't want to misquote who it was, but it was a famous R&B singer. Aaliyah. I seen a
Yeah.
recent interview. It was an old interview of Aaliyah. It was on a reel on YouTube, and she said, "I zone out all the time. I could be just talking, and I just zone, and then I
Mm-hmm.
come back." To them, that's normal.
Yeah.
So I mean, you learn to adapt to people like that. Especially, I mean, the only thing with a schizophrenic person and a bipolar person and a manic depression is when they trigger, they wow out. But
Yeah.
it's
They.
really not their fault. They don't
Mm,
know. And with drugs and alcohol involved, it does get ugly.
it's
You
not.
know,
Yeah. It don't make it better. Exactly. Yep. So, I know he do have a book out. The book is called Episodes. If anybody wants to get Gucci Man's book, I'm quite sure you probably can find some on Amazon. I'm not sure. You can look it up. It's called Episodes, and he speaks on his schizophrenia. Hey, thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. So he speaks on his schizophrenia, and he speaks on just his life completely. Um, it must be a good book to read. I think I probably try to get it and read it. And even with Keisha and just sticking in there and dealing with him with that, that's a lot on it's a whole lot on her alone having to deal with somebody that suffers through that. And I mean, she said sometimes it gets worse where they had to literally like kidnap him to even take him to the hospital because it was that bad. So,
mhm.
just dealing with that. He'll be here on the 29th.
Yeah, he's doing that like the opera type with his music or something like that. I thought about going to that. I was like, that's pretty different.
Yeah, I
But
wanna, I wanna go to something like that. I mean, because who is it? Jeezy that's doing that. Um,
Yeah, Jesus doing that. Yeah,
yeah,
he
I
started
would.
it, and Gucci Man's doing it.
Yep, I think it'll be pretty cool. I want to go one day. It ain't gonna be the 29th, but I do want to go to something like that one day. I heard it was really cool. So,
See, I'm not a big Gucci fan.
mhm.
I
with
got it.
with not just really him, but I'm just saying with Jeezy. I love me some Jeezy.
Yeah, I love some Jeezy now. I used to
Yeah,
joke and say, if I see a girl pull up in an Altima, or I'll pull up to a light and see a girl pull up light and bang some Gucci. Oh no, I'm not talking to her. I'm not even looking her direction, especially if they got a black man in their mouth.
yeah,
Like, I like some of his music, but he just reminded me just of the average. Like I always tell people, Gucci reminds me of a guy from the Far East Side, and Jeezy reminds
mhm,
me from a guy from the West Side.
yeah, yeah,
That's just the difference. That's all it was, and I just gravitated to the guy from the West Side because I'm from the West Side.
yeah.
So,
Yep, that's true. Yeah, I always been a Jeezy fan. I love me some Jeezy. Um, and just how he changed the game of that, making it different, making it into that type of culture for the black community or whatever, changing the orchestra around. I just like that. So if he ever come here, I wouldn't mind. Everybody dress up. You only get to dress up just a little bit or whatever. So I'm quite sure it'll be a good thing. So
but
yeah.
one thing I would like to say is, Mike Epps and him, they're very inspirational to me because Mike Epps tell you he was in the slow classes, and look what he's accomplished. For Jeezy to accomplish the things he did while battling drug addiction and schizophrenia
Mhm.
unchecked. I mean, he's the greatest A&R rap they say. He done put so many acts on. He's owned his own labels. He's made millions of dollars. Like he's been in and out of jail and still done what he's done, married a beautiful woman and got a beautiful family. Like, it's same people that haven't accomplished that. So I mean, if anything you get from it, it should be inspiration. Like no matter what you have going on in life, nothing should stop you.
Mhm.
You can defeat it and you can win. And that's one thing that I don't hear nothing on the internet talking about. Like for him to do what he's done,
Yeah.
lead other men and women and guide their careers and pour his music in his pain in the music and his life and become what he's become, like and balance schizophrenia and not be diagnosed. Like, come on.
Yeah.
If that don't inspire you to say, you know what, I ain't got it too bad and I know I can be something.
Mhm.
Samuel Jackson was a full-blown crackhead
Yeah.
before he got in the movies. His daughter found him overdose. He gave up the drugs, and look what he's become, the most grossing selling male actor of all time.
Yes, of all time.
So if anything, get inspiration from these people's stories. Like,
Yeah, you do. I mean, because we are talented. That's the good thing about us. We are talented, and you have to use it in a positive way. So we are talented. Just bring that out. So um, we are so much more talented people. We put our minds to whatever, and then even like you said with school, with the school system, I think it's just how it is. They feel like if you're not meeting this certain level, then you considered slow. You're not considered slow. Everybody has a different way of learning, and if I'm not learning in a different way that you can teach me, yeah, you're gonna consider me slow. So it's
I
a
know
different.
they said black children, because coming from our culture, we don't learn well in classrooms. We should be outside with nature learning and being taught. Like, back in the day in the tribes, they sit outside with the old people and in the sun and learning by hand, like by sight and doing things. Like me,
Yeah,
I'm a grown man at 42, and I can tell you right now, best way for me to learn is to do things repeatedly. I'm a repetitious learner. I gotta ask questions, quiz me on it, randomly ask me questions about it so my brain can, if I'm not constantly using it, I'm
yeah,
gonna lose.
yeah, that's true.
So even in my job, I do the same thing physically every day. But if I don't do it on one line and do it different, and every line leader is different, I'm gonna come there and be like, dang, how do we used to do that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Give me time to think about it. I'll figure it out. If not, I ask a question and they'll pop into my head. But if you're not constantly doing something and repetitiously, unless you just got a good memory and you just one of them type of people,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I learn now. When I was a kid, I can remember I never studied.
Yeah.
I was in AT programs. I was, you know what I mean? I could remember everything the teacher wrote. When test time come, I knew the answers just off my memory. Like I never studied. I never carried a book bag like that. Like I just had that good of a memory.
Yeah.
And then when I guess after I had a seizure, stuff rewired. It was like I had no interest in school. I
Yeah.
was, I'm working a job since 13. So I'm like, I'm having fun. I'm living doing adult things. By the time I get to school, this is boring to me. So it's not stimulating me. And
Mm-hmm.
not knowing that I had ADHD growing up, it was, I'm now looking back, I'm like, well, I see why this was boring to me. I see why I
Yeah.
could learn
Yep.
how to manipulate the teacher and talk about something that interested me and
Yeah.
all
Exactly.
that. I
Yeah.
know
Really.
I know why now.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
boring. Like even though the subject matter was interesting to me, the teacher didn't interest me how they taught
Yeah. That's true.
it.
That's
So
true.
it
Yeah.
don't mean you slow. It don't mean I got a cousin was labeled LD that made more money than me. That worked at Rolls Royce, Allison, prominent companies.
Mm-hmm.
My sister held down a job longer than I ever had. They labeled her special ed. Both
Mm-hmm.
my sisters graduated more credits than me, so it's like you can't tell me to just be. And like I said, I worked in the field. I worked at Davon Res Care, and I worked at the juvenile center. You can't tell me just because you've been labeled, because not diagnosed, but labeled as something that you ain't gonna succeed in life.
That's right. That's right. That is so.
Look at our president.
Yeah. That is so true. You can't sit up there and say that because that's what it is. Period. So, um, they do. They want to put their label on us, like you said. It's not a diagnosis; it's a label that they want to put on us, and then got the parents second guessing their own child, like you don't know who they are. So, yeah, most definitely.
With them
Uh,
every day.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so true. That is so true. Hey, everyone that just came in, please, if y'all can hit that like button when you come in to the platform, please hit that like button for me. I hope everybody's having a great Friday night. We were talking about did they clone Gucci Man? Um, if you've seen any old pictures of him, any new pictures, I did post it on my YouTube and I posted on Facebook. But if you see the pictures and the difference in him, so that's all we're talking about tonight. Just a little bit of conversation. I wasn't able to jump on yesterday, so I just wanted to get on here tonight, see how everybody's doing, and just to have conversation, just have a little bit of good conversation. So,
Another thing, why is it so surprising about the weight loss? He went to prison. Who we don't know that normally go to prison and come out looking different physically?
mhm,
Like that's common. I
yeah,
mean, and then when he was out of prison, he was doing drugs and eating good.
hmm
Who we know don't that in the streets that eat good, making good money, ain't looking the best of health.
hmm
I mean, to me, 1 + 1 = 2. That's like I said. That's what just bothers me about people wanting to say he was cloned versus just the reality of what we see every day. Cousin Pookie done been in and out of jail his whole life. Every time, like you know what? Good example, DMX. When he got out this last time, he was overweight, more than what we seen. We could tell he probably was cleaner than what he mostly was. Like he was skinny most of the time. He was out rapping and getting high, and he went to prison for a little bit, came out chubby. Did nobody
right,
say he was clone?
yeah, that's true.
Why DMX? He's more of a powerful story than had effect on people than DMX or than Gucci
Then,
Mane.
mhm,
Why he didn't get cloned? Why didn't they clone DMX?
right,
He was praying on stage. He had people crying. He was more popular than Jay-Z. Why ain't they clone him?
he was. Yep.
You know, why ain't they clone Pooh Shiesty?
Yeah, DMX ain't gonna have it anyway. We know how he is. He was a little grimy before he even made it big.
Yeah,
That's
he wasn't
the
good.
story I heard.
They would have had to sedate him and then clone him and off him. They could have left him alive.
Hmm That's it. That is it. So,
Man,
um,
I thought everybody was saying more stuff in the comments. I be loving the comments.
yeah,
This is the only place I read the comments. I don't read the comments on social media.
yeah, yeah. Not social media. No, you talking about Facebook?
Facebook, Instagram, the thread. I don't never read the comments. I don't never read the comments. They said that on my follow up whenever you on Papa Malone. Corey said he ain't in the comments. He don't do social media. He
Hmm
don't be out there like that. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I don't see the point in the comments.
right.
It's, mm-mm.
So you got big plans for Thanksgiving?
I'm frying a turkey for the first time. with My uncle. My uncle invited me over to have some drinks and fry some turkeys. First time he ever did it in life. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna kick it with him.
Hmm
We are thinking about having my nephew's a friend from high school. She cooks. Her Instagram page is Cooking with Riz. Y'all should check her out. Food is fire, lovely prices.
Cooking with.
We asked her to cook for Thanksgiving, and she said she would have a problem doing it. So that relieves me. I might do some ribs on the grill just to say I can cook
Something
something. I might do
different.
some ribs and let her cook. Get about 4 slabs and hook them up real quick and marinate them and all that.
Yeah,
But
definitely. We're gonna have some too. My auntie was talking about bringing some ribs.
the other than that, just be with my kid. Hopefully, my daughter comes home from school. She said she probably wouldn't, um, but she's with her friends. She said she was gonna cook for them. I said make sure they buy the food. She'd sit up there and buy everything, cook for everybody. But other than that, just be with my kids. That's all I want to do is be my nieces and nephews and my kids.
Yeah, that's good. I'm not excited this year like I normally am. I guess because now I gotta always work. I gotta work the day before and the day after.
Oh, that sucks. That
It's
sucks.
like I can't sit there and enjoy it like I want to. So um, I'm just gonna make what I gotta make and then go home and get prepared for the next day. That's it.
Yeah. One moment, real quick. I got to step off camera. One moment.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, they you're right. They most definitely do come home looking different. A lot of them do. Some of them don't. Some of them look worse than when they first went in. But you're right. So you saying that he's not. Let's do a poll. Everybody that's in the chat right now, drop a yes or no if you think that Gucci Man is clone. Let's do a poll. Let's see how this poll turns out. Put yes or no in the chat, please. She said he probably just got in shape and cleaned himself. Yeah, I mean that's according to his story. That's what he pretty much did. He got himself in shape and cleaning up himself, whatever. So that's what they are saying. Okay, so I got two no's. Everybody else that's in the chat, drop a poll. Let me know y'all thoughts. Do y'all think that Gucci Man is cloned? Hold on, y'all. I gotta blow my nose real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Whew.
Apologies. My nephew needed my car keys. He's in my
Okay.
car in the morning for work.
Okay. So I told them I did a poll and I asked them to put if they believe Gucci Man is cloned in the chat. So yes or no. I have two no's so far. Nobody else in the chat has said
See,
anything.
Trina said no.
Yeah.
She said no. Are you a Gucci Man friend? Gucci Mane fan, Trina?
Yeah. So
She said no. Mm.
yep, I'm just waiting to see. And then
I got people text me back on my phone. I'm like, come to the show. I think
do
somebody
they?
commented. I didn't read it yet, but I think they texted her. I said, oh, she's not a fan. Okay. I put it out there on Facebook and stuff. I think they texted me, probably trying to comment on the show. I don't know. I haven't looked at it. I'm like, you got the link. Go on the show. I always tell people, go in the comments. You ain't got to say them. Click on the show and watch the show if you don't want to say nothing.
That's it. You ain't got to join in. Just join in the comments. And you said the lady on Instagram name was Cooking with who? What was her name?
Her handle is Cooking with Riz, Rizz.
Okay.
And I'm
Okay.
good, man. Man, she has this chicken Alfredo.
Mhm.
Man, my sister texted me and said, "Hey, I'm putting my order in." I said, "Here, send her that money quick." And she
Yeah.
and she what she does is if you live east, she's like charges an extra $4. If you live west, she charges extra $8, like DoorDash.
Mhm.
It's worth every penny. She can get down. Young black girl, she's 22, I think, 21, 22.
Mhm.
Took her butt off. I'm if I had the money, I'd invest in a restaurant with her. Like she's that cold. And the
Yeah.
presentation is good.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
check
Oh,
her out, y'all. Go on Instagram,
yes.
type in Cooking with Riz. Y'all not gonna be disappointed. She does dessert. She has a lemonade that she does. She has a alcoholic beverages. She does like I said, desserts, meat. She cooks everything: steaks, chicken, roast. And
Mhm.
like she stops cooking certain stuff for the entire year. So she'll cook stuff for a long time and then say, all right, then she stops doing that and cook some different stuff. And I like that because people say, like, well, I want this. Like, nope, you have to wait. So that keeps some people interested in eating
Yeah.
the food.
So she's a caterer. She
She
caters.
will cater. I don't know if she does it. Like she has a video on her page where she went to Hawaii with her friend and cooked for her friend while she was there in Hawaii.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure she'll probably cater.
Okay. Yep. I'm most definitely gonna check out her page. See what she do. Most definitely.
Gucci Man a clone, man. I don't know. I found that so funny when everybody was talking about that. And everybody was big on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he a clone. They cloned him. And I'm like, you know what? That made me think like, why wouldn't they clone Lil Boosie? Because Lil Boosie had a whole generation. He's saying interviews. Everybody, all my fans are dead or in jail.
Mhm.
Like he's the only rapper didn't nobody knock when he said he was Boo Pop. He was a Pac for
Mhm.
his generation. Did nobody knock when he said that? Did nobody knock that? Because he was.
Now Boosie's still out there. He's still popular. Real
That's what I'm
popular.
saying. Why did they clone him?
Mhm.
They could have cloned him. They could have got him on death row, cloned him, and turned another generation of kids out. But they didn't. So why
Mhm.
would they clone Gucci Mane?
Yeah.
Just don't get it.
But it ain't making sense. The
It don't
math.
make sense.
Yeah. That's what I said. I was like, oh, it was pretty big on, social media about that. I was like, man, I wanted to talk about when it was super big, but other things came up. So,
Yeah, Diddy. Diddy ended up coming up. That I think that shut down a lot of things to talk about, boy.
it sure did.
That was woo. That
Yeah, it
was.
sure did.
I
Did
just
it?
want to see what's gonna happen when he gets out. Like
We,
he can't do music anymore. You know what I mean? Like he can't do music. He can produce. Now, if he gets behind the scenes and just produce stuff, that would be his best bet.
mhm.
You know, I think just because of what happened, I don't, the one thing with black culture is you have a 50-50 chance when you jack up that we won't support you or we will support you.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like if we like them enough, we'll still if they produce a movie, we'll still go watch it.
Yeah.
You know, because Tyler Perry been talked about for I don't know how long. We still go watch his movies. You know,
Yep.
he did Monique the way he did Monique. We still watch his movies.
Mhm.
Lee
Yeah.
Daniels, we still watch his movies. Like
Mhm. That's
so, I
true.
just, heck, even shoot, what's his name, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
We still watch his movies. So I mean, shoot, I don't know. Nobody didn't go see Coming to America too.
I know. Everybody's seen it. Trina left a comment. In prison, they don't eat the food and they be stressing out over the population and it's rough for them. Yeah, that's true. You're right. Don't nobody really want to eat that prison food, so they most definitely be stressing out and trying to get it together. You're right, and I'm quite sure when he was locked up, and if he's always been schizophrenic, that they don't do him right pretty much in the prison, so he probably couldn't even get the medication and everything. It messes with your mental when you are locked up. It messes with your mental big time. So,
They don't care. They
mm,
don't care. They give you some pills, and whatever happens to you, you either go in a turtle suit and being locked down, and that's it, or you back in the pod.
yeah.
That's it. They don't care. You all you get is bills, pills and beatings. That's it,
Hmm.
and that's it. And locked down 23 hours a day, in the hole or whatever. That's all you get.
That's it.
My uncle, he did I think 2 years. He did 2 years. I never he passed. I never got to the point where in that age where I asked him about it because he passed when I think I was 13.
Hmm.
So I never got to that age to sit down and have those talks with him. But
Right.
he was he came out the military with honors.
Hmm.
But they said he was always in the hole, trim potatoes. He was fighting his senior officers and stuff. But I mean, he came out the military with flying colors. So I mean, if you can make it in the military, you probably make it in jail. With schizophrenic. I'm just saying, like, you gotta be crazy in both to make it.
That's true.
So
Yeah, yeah, Trina, they do. They hear voices. They hear all kind of voices. We were speaking on that too.
now I will tell you, it's the people like their children and their wives and girlfriends that people don't even really talk about. They suffer the most.
Hmm.
You know, I know as a kid, I'll just speak on me and not other things I know about my nephew. I mean, my cousin, his son, and we're raised like brothers. I know how it affected me. Like, he wasn't having his baby mama having no other man, even though they weren't together. I don't see him threaten to kill the boyfriend. He's still around. But I was an 8-year-old talking about, man, he would try to tell us, I need to go to bed. We playing a video game. I'm like, man, you can't talk to me like, man, you can't tell me nothing. I'll call mom. We come over and kick your butt right now at 8 years old. I'm talking like that because I know my uncle was about their life.
Hmm.
Like it's some good things can come of it and some bad things can come. It's just
Right.
how you process them. My uncle used to do some crazy stuff with us as kids. He tried to swing us off the merry-go-round, push us over the swing, threw
Hmm.
us in the pool as kids, like 2, 3 years old, and said swim. Like, but he was trying to teach us not to be afraid of anything. You
Right.
know. So I mean, did that have a negative effect on me? Yeah. Did it have a positive? Yeah. But the people around them are the ones who really suffer because they love them so much, and that's
Yeah.
their norm. You know. So people don't talk about that. Keisha Kaur, my sister, made a comment. She said shoot, she better watch out when he has his episodes. Like she might monitor him and all that, but when he have his episodes, you know, he
That
flash out to slap her or something. Like, you know, do you call the police? Do you accept that that's a possibility, or you know what I mean? Like, how do you as the spouse process that?
right. That's
You
true.
know he don't mean it. Y'all might have a regular argument and he go left.
Hmm.
Do you hold him on the same level as the same person?
Right. That's true. That is so true.
But that's traumatizing her too.
Yeah, it is. That's why I said, I top my hat off to her because that's a lot taking care of someone that suffers from that. And because it kind of scares you a little bit with them even having that. And, you have kids around and ain't no telling. That's just like, okay, example. I'm not saying this guy did. I don't know what his problem with. Okay, remember this week earlier this week, the guy, or was it last weekend, the guy that ended up shooting his baby mama, and
Oh yeah, he had mental illness. Yeah, he had something going on with him too.
yeah, so that takes me back to that. Like she was just sleeping, and he was on one. He talking to his child, and the child confused, like, "What in the world?" When he goes in there and he's calling her the devil because she got on red, you know, and it was just like things like that when it comes to people that suffer from that. You never know. You just chilling, living life, and then they come home and flip. Your life is taken. You threatening everybody because whatever your mind is going through. So it's kind of scary just dealing with people that has mental illnesses like that. So
I'm trying to share the link real quick. Somebody just asked what I was doing. I didn't share it with them. I'm trying to share it. No, 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 no. I'm hoping they tune in. Let me go back. I'll be trying to get us out there, boy. I swear.
yeah, I know a lot of them. They do. Go back and check it out.
They
Thanks
do.
everybody for coming in. Thank you for all for coming in. We are talking about did Gucci Man get
My coworkers checked this out.
oh really?
Um, I think it was last week. Was what did we talk about last week? No, Auntie was on there when we had Auntie on there.
Oh, okay.
I had
Okay.
told him I was going on my podcast when we went on. I shared it to him, and like not the next day, but the day after. Man, hey man, it was getting on your top, man. I was like, huh, what you talking about? He's like, man, I watched the podcast, man. That was pretty good. My other older guy, he was like, he's a big supporter of me. He pushes me almost like at least 3 times a week, man. Man, you be good for it, man. Da, da, da. He was like, I ain't got a chance to check it out, man. But our mom said it was good, man. And my boy D was like, man, I was watching a little bit of it, man. That was good, man. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
cool. Spread the word. Spread
That's it.
the word.
Subscribe. Stay tuned in. That's it. So
So Trina, you said you work in population. What have you? Is there anything you've seen? What are your how the system treats people with mental illnesses or schizophrenia? Since we're talking about Gucci Man, is there something you would like to share with everybody about something you don't like or do like about in that field? Because I worked in that field too. It was just with juveniles, um, but they wanted me to work in Pendleton. I said no. I said I might see too many relatives in there or something, and I ain't gonna be. I ain't gonna tell you the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you and tell you if I'm in there and I can make some extra money doing something I shouldn't be doing. I ain't gonna do it.
mm-hmm.
I don't even want the pressure. I don't even want to be tempted. My cousin say, "Man, bring me a cell phone and I give you 1,500." I'm probably gonna get that cell phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I didn't tempt myself. So, but yeah, Trina, if you got anything you like to share, I'm truly interested in hearing it. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
typing that much. But yeah.
I'm waiting to see if she comment. So it keep changing. I'm not sure who stay on here, who don't stay on here, whatever. So that is so true.
Yeah, they don't. It's sad. I feel like, to be honest, I was talking about this with my coworker from Crawfordsville. I said sexual offenders should have their own prison. People with mental illness should have their own prison.
Mhm.
And people with violent crimes should have their own prison. I think instead of just putting people together, put them with the people who are like them. Put rapists with rapists. Y'all rape each other. I'm just being honest. Like, because when they on the streets, ain't that the people they run with? People that's like them. You
Yeah.
locked up. Might as well be the same people. Because if once you put everybody, you put a thief with a let's just say you put a thief with a rapist. The thief's gonna steal. The only way the rapist knows how to dominate him is to rape him. Now, just because that man stole, should he have his manhood taken?
Right. That's true.
Even with religious backgrounds, put Muslims with Muslims,
Mhm.
put Christians with Christians, put Bloods with Bloods, Crips with Crips. You're gonna still have some of the same problems anyway, but you'll have a natural system to govern each other by. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everybody's not all in one population together.
Right. You can't
Hold
put
on.
oil with water; things gonna mix.
Yeah, they like a criminal's a criminal. It don't matter. Trina responded. I work with the federal correction. Okay.
Yes, it's sad. I remember one time I was locked up for like 9 days. It was part of my probation agreement. And I know they don't treat them well, but they was giving me the wrong medication. They would scan my little badge and it would say my name, or it would say somebody else's name on their end on the machine.
Yeah.
But when they scanned it, I don't know how. So when they scanned it, my name was on the badge, but the medication wasn't mine. And so for like 2 or 3 days, I'm taking this medication because they scan, they give it to you. And then they scan, they said, one dude said, "Man, this ain't you." I'm like, "Huh?" Yeah, all that time they was giving me somebody else's medication. So imagine somebody with schizophrenia. That's what
Right.
I'm feeling about.
Exactly.
And he flips out. Has an episode because y'all gave him the wrong pills. Now he don't want to
Mhm.
beat up somebody, stab somebody. Now he's
Yeah.
getting punched for somebody else's mistake.
Yeah, for real. Because and even with that medication, it takes a minute to kick in. It don't kick in right away. So it
Mhm.
takes days for it to kick in your system, especially if you're not been on it. So that's the only thing about that. So yeah, that's true.
And then when I was taking those antidepressants and anxiety medications, they worked. I'm not gonna lie. They
Hmm.
did their job. I was focused, more mellowed out, like stuff wasn't getting to me, like my anxiety was. But after I talked to my psychiatrist and was like, I know my triggers and everything, I'm like, should we agree that I can get off of them? That withdrawal stage, shoot,
Hmm.
I was edgy. I snapped at work. Now I didn't cuss dude out, but I did snap on him in a healthy way. But they had to put me on days. I cussed out the two black people that was there. Like the normal me would have just been more patient, but I was going through withdrawals. My anxiety was here. I was, you know what I mean? I didn't feel it per se. I could tell that I was more aggravated. Stuff would
Yeah.
aggravate me more than
Yeah.
before when I was in the meds. But that withdrawal period, shoot, stuff was irritating me like a mug.
Okay.
I'm processed different and I think before I snap. So if I'm getting that agitated, I'm pissed. I'm gonna think, and I'm like, forget this. I'm gonna just get away because I need my job, or it ain't even worth it. But I could tell. So somebody that deep with that type of problem, shoot. I mean, what? You just gotta expect the worst.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not their fault. I'm gonna advocate for them. It's not their fault, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. That is so true. Trina said they don't care about the mental health population. No, you know what? You're so right. They don't. Even though they out here hollering that, oh, we got resources or we got this and we got that. When it's time to call and try to get the help that people need, they just basically turn them away or act like there's no help out there. I mean, I had to deal with that before, a situation where the person was, I don't know if it was an act or if they just really wanted to do what they wanted to do. But I called, they came and got them, but then they released them because they was like, oh, well, they said they're not going to do nothing. They're not going to harm themselves. Like what? Like what's wrong with keeping them and trying to figure out what the problem is? No, they released them like it was not even a good hour. They released them, so that's true. They don't care about them at all, and they just let them just be out here and do whatever. So, and without even the help that they need. You're right. Which is sad.
It's very sad. Very, very sad. I mean, it is what it is. Like I hate going down Washington Street where the city countyville used to be and all that. Well, it's still there, but by the bus station, they moved everybody from basically around the circle. They put them all by the bus station. They
Yeah,
police it very well, but
yeah,
it's so bad. It stinks in the air. The people
it
just getting
does.
illness. It's like it's sad to see. But like I said, I had family that worked at Central State. My grandfather, my auntie, my grandmother worked over there off of what's not is it Lafayette Road? No,
Hello,
not Lafayette Road. The mental
thank
health.
you.
What was it? Cold Spring.
Oh yeah, you talking about the LaRue Carter?
LaRue Carter. My grandmother worked there, and
Mm-hmm.
so like I said, we my family's in the service, and we've been around that our entire lives. We used to bring my auntie would bring the patients to family gatherings and stuff. Like, we've been, and so I've seen it firsthand growing up. And outside of just experiencing it with family, and it's sad because. And I actually talked to the prosecutor. He came to an event. My mother was giving the award, and we talked about it. And he said, because I was like, man, I volunteered to speak and just be involved. And he was like, it's sad because I got 3 people that work in that department, and you got thousands of cases. And he admitted they don't want to put no money into it. And so what do? You put these people out on the streets, and they commit crimes and creates money for the government, but then people are getting hurt. Like civilians are getting hurt, and buildings are getting burnt down. Like the guy who started that fire over in Crown Hill. I'm not gonna say he had a mental illness, but he was high, and it looked like he might have had, a mental illness. But he set the whole cemetery on fire, trying to stay warm.
Yeah.
Like things like that happen, and these people are getting punished, but they have no help. It's just, and to be honest, you have to look forward to that with everything that's going on. Like people are gonna have breakdowns. I remember when the housing market crashed and people were killing themselves because they couldn't pay their mortgage. I'm not gonna say what color they were, but and that really don't matter when it comes to mental health. But my point I'm saying is coming soon, it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna be because of mental breakdown, mental illnesses. Like, and what are you gonna do? You push that on them, but where's the help gonna be? Where's the solve? Where's the resolve at? Like, and there's no services out there.
Right, you're right. That's true. Not none that they saying it is. How you doing, Cash that for you? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. She said hello.
Hmm. Cash
Yeah,
that for you. Hello, how you doing?
yeah,
Man, it's just one of those sad subjects and sad scenarios that is a reality in what we live in, the times we live in.
yeah, that's true. Cash that for you. We were doing a poll. If you've seen the title when you came in, we were talking about, do you think they cloned Gucci Man? So we were doing a poll. If you feel like they were, put yes. If you feel like they were, put no in the chat. So let us know your thoughts on that. Yeah, that is true.
Um, I'm very defendant of people with mental illness. When you work in that field, you see. I mean, families don't love them. Like families don't be there for them. I don't want to break no HIPAA codes, but I know, I had one boy who families put him in a microwave and tried to kill him as a baby, and they never came to see him. They just left him to the system. It was sad. Like, how do you tell that boy when Christmas come around and he wants, you can't, you work there, you can't be there from them in that sense, like to give them that feeling of family and all that. You can't do that because they're impressionable like that. So, how do you teach? Well, these are young men because this is when I was in rest cares for adults. So how do you teach a 20-year-old something more emotional and mental disorders who has the probably mental capacity of a 14, 15-year-old,
Hmm.
don't see his family, don't really know what family is, but he know what Christmas is, he know what Halloween is. he wants to feel like he's normal. He thinks he's normal. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
you feel for that. You're empathetic to it. I don't. And then I tell you what people also don't talk about. It has a mental effect on you.
Yes,
It
it does.
affects you.
That's true. Oh, that's reality checks. Cash that for you is reality checks. Hey, reality checks. Oh, so you don't follow him? Okay. Okay. So you don't know nothing about him at all? Nothing. Okay. But yeah, that's true. It has a big effect on you, right? You, the ones that have to sit up there and take care and deal with that. You're right. That's so true.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad, but you know, it's the world we live in. It's sad, but it's the world we live in.
That's true.
Not really, but did they clone Tyrone?
That's what I said. I said it reminds me of that movie.
I tell you what, ain't nobody stop eating the hood chicken. Ain't nobody stop eating Popeyes. Ain't nobody stop eating churches. Ain't nobody stop eating the fish fry places. If they
And
did clone Tyrone, we still eating it.
yeah, we still eating it for right now, and I don't think it changed anybody though. I mean,
I don't know.
everybody acting a certain way. I
This
don't believe.
Gucci man eating that chicken.
Yeah, I haven't had. Although I ain't had Popeyes in a long time. They used to be my
Look,
favorite.
they got a 2 for $6 combo deal right now. You can pick any 2 pieces of chicken you want. You get 2 breasts and 2 sides and a drink.
I'm,
No drink for $6.
that ain't bad, shoot. You can see a lot of people stop eating them. Then if they got a special like that, Popeyes always been hot.
I know. I've been jumping on them, and I don't even
Yeah.
try foods like I done had three of them things.
That
Shoot,
ain't bad at all.
six
Shoot.
dollars. Shoot, I get 2 big old breasts.
Yeah,
Spicy.
I might have to stop and get me something tomorrow. Forget that.
Shoot, the lines be long. I'll be catching them at the right time. If the one on 16th Street is too long, I go to the one out east.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yep. They had at one point they used to have, especially when I used to have to drive north for work for like my training and everything. They had the nuggets. Them babies was fire. I used to just go there and get the nuggets and call it a day. Oh, that's right. They do get Chester's. How many people go to Chester's and get their chicken?
Not me. I can tell you now. I ain't
Yeah.
seen a Chester's in so long.
Yeah, because the half of the gas stations got them, but it used to be one out east, right there. Um, what is that? Close to rural, but you know how you go over the railroad tracks, and that's Massachusetts right there. It's a
Oh
gas
yeah,
station
yeah.
right
Well, it turned
there.
into 30th.
Yeah,
That other part with turn 30. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
it's a gas station right over that way, and they have the Chester's chicken, and it wasn't bad. I used to get theirs, Arlington and 38th Street. Oh, okay, so they got one on Arlington and 38th. Okay, okay, that ain't bad at all.
I had to share the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now I tell you what, if you want some good gizzards, it's only one place in the city I get them from. It's a gas station across from Long's Bakery in the hood.
yeah. Oh, I didn't even know they sold stuff in there.
They sell chicken gizzards, steak fries or whatever they call them, steak fries. Piece of puffs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they got it all up in there.
Oh, I didn't know they had all that in there.
Indy Land Laundromat, Arlington and 38th Street. Wedges, yep, wedges. That's what they call them wedges.
Yeah, wedges, them big old
Um,
wedges too.
I
Yeah.
make my own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't. I stay away from I love fried foods when I had an itch for them, but I'm too
Yeah.
healthy, man.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
feel it. You feel it when you eat healthy.
You most definitely do. I
Yeah.
stay away. I barely eat it as much. That's another reason why I haven't really been because I don't really eat fried food like that. I will give me some wings, but I'd rather have the baked wings, the naked wings or whatever that they
Yeah,
do.
naked with a sauce or something.
Yeah, I'd rather have it like that. Um, Seed oils. Okay. Yep, most definitely.
Just go to the show.
Are they still sending you messages?
Yeah, I'm just all I'm doing is sharing a YouTube link. That's all I'm doing.
Yep.
We
That's
love it. Arlington and 38th Street. Do they use gloves?
Indyland Laundromat. Indyland Laundromat, what do they have? They got the Chesters in there? Or are you saying like over there by it?
I don't even know where that is. Indian Laundromat. I don't know where that is.
See, I don't even really go out that way that much no more, so I
No,
don't.
I don't like to travel on the east side. I live east. I go to work and go home. I
I
don't
got
like to go back.
I got family members out that way, so I don't mind. But I just don't go out there that often. Shoot, I be busy.
It's
Okay,
a,
they got it inside. That's different. They got one inside the laundromat.
that's smart. Eat while you wash your clothes.
I mean, it's smart. You know, shoot, they got to eat too. They said, shoot, you here washing out your clothes, you might as well eat.
You ain't lying. Shoot, that ain't a bad idea. I work the kitchen in there and get paid. Shoot, I've been there making omelets. Shoot, I want breakfast food. I'll make some grits, some cream of wheat, some omelets with some spinach in there.
Okay, we like
I'm
cook
making
and
it
order. What
then.
I want, what I want.
You know what? If I ever get on the laundry, man, I probably will put a like a little. I wouldn't just do fried foods. I have sandwiches and subs, and breakfast food, like 24 hours, cheeseburger, simple stuff like that, man. You make a killing. Let me
Yes,
keep my idea to myself. Somebody might take that and run with
yeah, you already know.
it.
You gotta keep that on the low, the low low.
Let me watch Cash that for you. You know about the seed oils. We cooking with the right oils and stuff.
Yes.
I'm going there with some Crisco. Go old school with some Crisco.
Yeah. Don't nobody know nothing about that lard.
And Lord. Yeah. Shoot. Ooh,
Yeah.
I can see my head. Got an afro.
You letting it grow out, or you just like, nah.
Nah, I just was like didn't feel like shaving.
Okay.
I was asked to go back on the last show of the year in the city. I told him not yet. Not yet.
The last show.
Yeah, he's been traveling nationwide doing the show, so he has one more here. He's gonna do an indie. Me
Mm.
and him had a sidebar conversation and stuff, and I gave him another idea about what a show he should do. It involves everybody in the country showing up. So they want to show up. Of course,
Oh,
I'll be there. I'll be
yeah.
there. I got
That'll
a
be.
lot of feedback too from our reunion show.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that off camera.
Yeah. Those who don't know, he was on Pop the Balloon. Corey Tips Jr. He was on his show. If nobody watched it, you could catch him on Pop the Balloon. It was on last year, the
My
Halloween
year anniversary. I posted the video when it popped up on my Facebook. It was a Halloween edition, episode 15. It's a
reality.
great experience.
She'll never forget Mr. Pick Me.
Hey, I'm still catching a guy hit me up at the gas station just Wednesday. I was coming out from getting some Black Miles. He said, "Hey man," because I was talking to somebody. He said, "Hey man, I ain't want to be rude, man. You was on the show, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I was on the show, man." This puppy went on about his business. I started
Mm,
cracking up.
yeah, you see a whole lot of people run into a lot of them. Be like, "Oh yeah, you was on the show." That's not bad.
But I will say from that experience, I really learned how, we always talk about, big thing in work conversations. I will say that it did make me proud about how many women did support me
Hmm.
when, certain ladies from the show were trying to bash me. So people were talking down, but a lot of people came and supported me. And it made me think like everybody's not going with just a negative narrative. Some people still are open minded. Did I win the show?
Reality check said is she's still around.
Nah,
Mhm.
nah, she ain't around. She wasn't around. Oh God. Yeah, just tune into Corey Tibbs episode 15, follow-up interview and the reunion episode. That's the whole
Mm,
episode. You know what? Maybe that Thursday after we go on the show and watch it for the first time in the audience with me. Maybe
mhm,
we should do a Mr. Island reveal all or talk the show conversation, because then you
mhm.
could talk about your experience and then you could talk about, we could expound on that.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea. Let's ask the crowd. Would you guys love that?
Okay.
Oh my God. I would really have to share that out there, boy.
Would you like to talk about his experience on the show? Let me know what y'all think about that. Did the host move to Antler State though? You said, "Look, I don't know what I'm typing." Uh,
Nah, he's still here. He travels nationwide to do his show.
yeah. So, Trina said, "Yeah." So, what's the date again of the next
11:30.
11:30? So, Trina, we would do a sometime either that week or the first week of December. We would do a follow up with Mr. Island to see so he could talk about his experience on the show.
Life, episode 15. And then I have a follow-up interview with the young lady. And then we have a reunion show. But the only thing I want to say, if you guys actually go back and watch my episode, reading between the lines and everything that glitter isn't gold. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hmm.
Respectfully, of course.
Yeah, respectfully watch. I did catch the reunion, so I'll have some questions from the reunion show as well. We're gonna do raw and uncut with Mr. Island. Pop the balloon.
I hope y'all ready. and I'm very respectful, so I do know how to talk. So, but I'm very honest. So, and I answer anybody's question if it's respectfully. I can answer it without. I don't talk down on people. I don't talk down on the young lady. Again, if you watch the show, um, you'll see what I mean. See, I don't get too much up now,
Mhm.
but I don't have no problem talking about it. But I still respect her as a person, and I don't try to make her mad, but I do tell the truth.
That's right. So I got a question for you. I'm going to ask you by you being a male.
Hmm.
So, can you explain to me why men, do you think men that can't get the woman that they won't settle for anybody else? Do you think that's what they do? Do you call it settling?
Um,
if they can't get the woman that they choose, that they
yes,
prefer?
yes. I mean, I can speak for me. I've never gotten the woman I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can say my wife when I met her, my ex-wife when I met her, yeah, I wanted her and I got her, but that wasn't that was different because we were friends, worked in the same mall, and became friends, and it kind of trickled down, domino effect. But honestly, when I've been a single man, the women I chased after that I actually wanted, I never got them. And actually, I feel like they played me. They
Mm-hmm.
wanted me for whatever reasons, and since they didn't give me the sense of what they wanted at the end, you know, or maybe they got what they wanted and they left me alone. Yes, I think we do because nobody wants to be alone at the end of the day. You get tired of getting rejected, so you find something that complements what you like. You might like light skinned women, so you get a light brown woman.
Mm-hmm.
You might like thick, curvy women, so you might get a skinny girl with a lot of curves. I mean, you find your balance, and then especially maturity. When you mature from a boy to a man, you look at things more than surface level, but you still want what you want. But then as you mature, you're like, what makes me happy? And she might not be the physical being that you want, but everything else checks off.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I do believe I believe most men that are married, I do. My ex-wife, I believe she knows I can get a woman that's prettier than her,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not that shallow. But yes, to answer that question, yes, I do think so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now I'll flip the coin and ask you: do you think most women settle
Yes,
for marriage?
most definitely.
Why do you think so though? Because the thing about women is, no matter to what capacity and they have that man, most women can get the man that they want. They just don't have the relationship with that man that they want.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's true. I think when I say that women settle, it's more of a whatever their expectations or whatever they believe they want in a man and they don't get that. I feel like they settle for whatever comes along with the man. In that aspect, I don't think that it's more that we can't get what we want. I mean, I don't even know, but a lot of us is out there searching for what we really want. It's just who we are attracted to more than anything. I don't think it's actually like, oh, well, I want a man. I think that's more of y'all that like, I want a woman like this or whatever. I don't think it's like us. Yes, when it comes to more material, yes, they want something material. Otherwise, not exactly by looks like that. It's a little bit different in that area. But I think that we do settle for a lot. If it's somebody that we feel like we can be attracted to, somebody that we like, potentially, like I could probably pretty much make this work. Yeah, I feel like we settle. It could be different reasons.
You know, I really think at the end of the day, people just want to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So for men and women, whether it's the physical, finding what they want, and the thing we always have to remember, genders are different. Men visual, women are not. Y'all are, but what y'all really want is deeper than physical. I think when you get to a certain point, you just want to be happy. You just find that common ground because not only do you compromise with yourself, you compromise with that person. There ain't
Mm-hmm.
nobody perfect. And a person, you can really love somebody. They can do something that irritates your soul,
Mm-hmm.
but they check all these other boxes and like, you know what? I'd rather be with this person and know the know what I like. I tell people all the time: when you meet a person you really like them, like you really want to be with them, see whatever the most negative thing about them that you cannot stand, and see if you can tolerate it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if my grandmother always, I've seen it with so many women, and I've heard women I was raised tell women, "What if that man never changes?" I was told that to my ex-wife. They was like, Ralph gonna do what he want to do. If he don't never change, can you deal with that? You
Mm-hmm.
know, if I'll go something simple. If he always lived to keep the toilet seat up, and that just irks your nerves,
Mm-hmm.
If he just don't fix it, can you deal with that? Is
Right.
that something you can deal with
Yeah. Is that
for
a
the next
pet
20,
peeve?
30 years of your life while you're married to this?
Right.
Can you deal with it? Because if that person never changes, but you love them unconditionally, can you do it? If not, don't deal with them. It's only going to cause hell in the relationship, and that's on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
I've expressed that to my kids. But when they get older, like I got one that's 20, she don't talk to her dad about boys. But when those times come, I'm telling like, what is the worst thing that you cannot do? If you can't deal with it, don't deal with that person. Just accept that they might not change. And that's the problem with most human beings. Most human beings think because we're supposed to change, evolving is a choice. People have to choose to evolve because it takes action.
Yeah.
So if a person never evolves and stays the same that they are, can you deal with that? And if
Right.
you can't, don't get mad that they don't. Be happy with what you got. But if you still expect that person to evolve, not even because you are,
Mm-hmm.
don't take it out on that person and think they messed up the relationship.
Yeah.
You got to take accountability for your actions. It's 50-50. You chose to deal with that person. You chose to be in a relationship. You chose to intertwine, whether you have kids or not. And so, with that being said, be accountable on your end.
That's true.
And most people in relationships, and I ain't gonna gender with it, but most people when relationships don't go the way they go, and they end up ending, they really mad at themselves to take it out on that other person. And it could be for life
That's true.
because nobody wants to look in the mirror and say, "Oh, well, I did this. I caused this."
Yeah.
I always like to because I work with so many older men. I like to always use this example. I know I go pretty deep with my examples, but it's just so people can really feel the impact. You know, I you know I I've heard older guys say, "Man, my wife don't like to do fellatio," and I always say, okay, but you stuck with her, right? Now that's on you, but don't go cheat. Man, I only got caught cheating because she don't want to do this, and I ain't happy. Okay, but now I flip the coin to the woman. Like, well, if you wanted to be with this man so bad, you love him, and he's the one, and you don't like doing fellatio, then why don't you
Mm.
go find a woman to do it for him?
Right.
He deserves to be happy. But oh, you don't want to do that because that involves another woman, and he got to have sex with her. She ain't just gonna do that for nothing, or he gonna have to pay her. You don't want to feel like a woman got one up on you and all that. But you're creating that situation. You're creating that dynamic that a woman could have one up on you because that's something you just don't do. But it doesn't mean you should take that away from your partner. And I only use that again, like I say, I always go real extremes with my examples to make a person feel the impact because that is a reality though.
Mm-hmm.
Reality is a lot of times people don't want to see things from a deeper stance because it's easier to deal with it on a ladder. Everybody like to deal with the icing on the cake, but they don't want to get to the cake,
Right.
you know. But that's reality. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. But can you deal with that?
That's true.
Forget we ain't gonna talk about the variables on this. We ain't gonna talk about it right now. But there's so many variables that a person will deal with that person. But then when the stuff hit the fan and they break up, and the person sad or the relationship ain't what it is, then they talking to their girlfriends or family members, man, and they looking like, why was you with him all this time? If he
Mm-hmm.
kept doing it, why was you with him? Well, then you go, I loved him, or I loved her, man.
Yeah.
So Tina Turner taught us love ain't got nothing to do with it. I tell people that all the time. Love ain't got nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
It don't. Love is just the actions you show that you appreciate that person and why you with them. Everything else is what matters.
Yeah. That's
It's simple. It's very simple to me.
that's true. You got some comments too. She said, I see you famous. Oh goodness. But anyway, so my question to him was the ones that's still in the chat right now. I want to know your opinion, yes or no. I asked him, men who don't get what they're looking for, are they settling for somebody else? So do you feel like men settle if they don't get what they are looking for? Put a yes, no, maybe so, something in the chat, please. So, I like Kamora's comment. She said, I think most people settle for people they really don't want, but or not really their type. Pretty much.
I wouldn't say they don't want them.
What?
I don't think nobody's going to be with somebody they don't want. In a sense, like you have to have something that you really want to stay with them. I think people just settle for when you say want, they just compromise and say, like I said, I'll deal with this. Like I'll give an example. Let's just say he's six, he's a 1% man, but he's an asshole. He cheats. He got enough money to satisfy you to where you like, okay, I deal with him. But you really deep down ain't happy, but you like the lifestyle that he provides, and it's certain characteristics about him that y'all click on. So, all right, you stay with it, but you ain't truly happy.
Yeah.
It's been, and then on the man, we men be seeing guys be black and ugly, and like Biggie said, I'm fat, black, and ugly. However, I stay Gucci down to the socks, rings, and watch, but pockets filled with knots. Guys be saying, how he pull her? Like most man, he tricking, he paying for that. It's costing him whatever it is. He got her. But is that dude really happy? He know deep down that woman probably willing for just money or whatever. We all done did that. Now within that relationship, are either one of them people happy? We probably doubt it. But they both settle because there's something there that keeps them intact and together. And a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest with you, I hate to admit it, I think a lot of times people fall in lust for love.
They do. A lot of them do. And I kind of see what she's saying though when she said what they don't want, because it's in that sense it's more like this is not who I really want to be with, but I'm gonna talk to them. And like you just said, like you feel like they pretty much played you. So when they got whatever they wanted from you, they moved on to something else. And that's like, I really don't want you, but I'm gonna mess with you to get what I can't get out of you. You see what I'm saying? So it's still like a want. So I get what she meant by that. Um, Trina said, I think both sexes will settle depending on the circumstances. Facts.
Yeah, facts. Enough said. Well, I won't say won't either, but I will say like this is life. Well, I won't say won't either, but I will say someone that wasn't really interested in that first, but then they get with them and now they are interested in each other. That happens too. That's why we got to bring back the court process.
Yeah.
I have said this countless times on the show, Keita. I think you already know where I'm about to go. I can't stand when people say, let's go on a date. I say, I want him to take me on a date. Okay, the problem with that is, and I tell them all the time, don't tell them when you take them on a date unless you're courting them. When I was being raised, my grandmother, she told me she gave me 8 months to marry her. Now she's moving on, and you can date more than one person at a time. The sad part in this society is, and I do think it's more so from the women, it's more so like they don't want you to. They can, but they don't want you to. Mm-hmm. But when you're dating, it's only for the purpose of courting. Now you consider dates just hanging out, taking the girl out to eat. That's a date. No, that's spending time with the woman. That's spending time with the person, male or female, vice versa, whatever. Mm-hmm. You have to word it like that because when you say, "Oh, let's go on a date," you're planting a seed in that woman's head that there's more potential, there's more possible to come from this because you like her that much.
Yeah.
Because regardless of what we go by social media and what we think and all that, we go back to what we're taught in home. And I'm pretty sure most parents teach their kids they should bring flowers, take you on a date, if he really likes you. But they don't tell them what an actual the tool of dating is for. Mm-hmm. Because we just say a date is spending time with each other. So how do you know you're getting courted?
Right.
And you can date more than once. How do you know he's the one if you're dating more than once? How do you doesn't have that natural, I want her to take her from the world? Because if you're dating more than one person, and I don't mean you're sleeping with them, if you're dating more than one person at a time, that person has to fight for the spot naturally.
Naturally.
If they know that hey, I got other people interested in me. And it's not, you ain't got to tell them what's Bob doing or nothing like that. Mm-hmm. But if they want to spend more time with you, they're going to make do. They're going to make it happen. People make time for what they want. And if you want to feel wanted, but in both genders, mm-hmm. And the only way you can make that person feel wanted in a sense is if you're scarce to them.
Yeah. That's true.
So you caught up with work, living life, doing your thing, chasing your goals and dreams. You got more people you dating. Then guess what? You're going to be scarce to anybody with, but they're going to show up and show out if they want to be with you.
That's
That's
it.
part of the process.
That's it. That is most
But I
definitely.
digress.
Yeah, you're right about that. That is so true. They gonna show up and show out. I mean, they say date until you find who you looking for or whatever, but I mean, I don't know.
You know, I'm called a whore if I do it. I'm already called that anyway.
Hmm.
Can't be a gentleman or a ladies' man. You know, I'm about to want to run real quick. I just get tired of women. How many kids you got? All people ask me that question. It pisses me off on the inside. I've been getting asked that before I had kids. How many kids? Why I got to just assume I got kids, plural? What you trying to say?
That's because true nowadays, 9 times out of 10, everybody got kids pretty much.
Yeah,
It's very seldom that you find one that don't have a child.
but
Even
it's different if you're
the younger
I'm saying if you like I've been asked that by somebody I just talked to, like I just met. How many kids you got? Like, what if I just went up to one? How many kids you got?
right.
You ain't got none.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What you trying to say? I'm gonna get
Right.
that. What you trying to say? If I
Yeah.
just go, how many baby daddies you got?
Hmm.
What you trying to say?
Right.
You know what I
That's,
mean? But the way I take it on the inside is like, you know, not sounding arrogant. I feel I'm a handsome man. You know, I got swag, personality. So I feel like they, you know,
Miss Love, thanks for coming in.
they
Thanks for
they
coming
just
in.
assume that I'm out here with these plethora of women.
Yeah. You
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 know,
are you already
they,
know.
they think I got a stable or something.
Okay, really. Miss
I ain't got
Love,
enough hair for all that.
Miss
Just
Love,
me.
we were talking about did they clone Gucci Man? We had a poll going. If you feel like they did, you can put yes or no in the comments. The second poll we had, do we have another poll going besides that? I don't know. I think we had, I don't know. I know another poll we had going was oh, Mr. Island. If y'all wanted to see see us talking about, was that it? I don't know, y'all. I'm tired. I thought it was about seeing a him doing a show with me talking about his pop the balloon experience, and then the third one was do you feel like men that cannot get the woman they want, they settle for anybody else? Do men settle if they can't get the woman they want? So so the no is for the Gucci Man. Okay. So yeah, we talked about that, and we talked about all that. You pretty much mixed it, but you could go back and look at the video. Um we had a lot of no's in the comments on that one as well. So anybody that come back and watch it later, make sure that y'all uh leave it in the comments what your yeses and nos is for too. So I could know with the poll so I could get an adamant answer to what I'm talking about, I guess. I'm sleepy, y'all. I'm tired. Um, Mr. Island stepped away for a second. Yeah. Men and women do settle. I mean, I feel like, especially if they can't get, I told him, I think with women, we don't like look at the aspect of the men that we actually want. I don't think we look at it like that. I know I don't. Maybe I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. But um but we settle like in different ways, not just because we can't get the man that we want. That's what I was saying. So Miss Love said no for Gucci Man. She don't think he's cloned. She don't think men. She think men and women both settle. So
Um, life, is that a turn off question, Mr. Allen? Which one?
where at? Where she said her at?
It's underneath Hey Miss Love. And she said, hey y'all, and she jumped in.
Is that a turn off question? Miss Ivy? Is what a turn off question?
Yeah, that's what I was. What's the question?
Good night, Jacob.
Good
I don't
night,
know
man. Peace. Have a good night. Sleep well.
exactly.
One leg out. Oh no, it's not a turn off question. I'll re-explain. I'll re-explain. I don't have no problem with it. It's so my entire life, even as a teenager, even within my own family, it's just been this idea that I was just gonna have all these kids and I was a horseman. And it's the furthest from the truth. Honestly, it is. And again, I understand the reasons why. To really put it in a for real nutshell, is I think upon hearing me speak in my physical looks and my personality, I represent, in a sense, all the things women like, all the things they're weak to, and some of the things they hate. So naturally, a woman meeting me and getting to know me, even in 5 minutes to 10 minutes, I'm like, I know he got women because they know how they feel towards me. So they're gonna assume that other women feel the same way too. So this is my personal assessment. I've had this conversation multiple times with different people, and I really believe that yeah, that's the reason why that a lot of women just even family, like I said, even families just assume that I have a lot of women, and I've never been the type of man. Now, talking to multiple women at one time or getting a girl's phone number, and yeah, but I've only been in two relationships my entire life, and one was a baby mama, may she rest in peace, and one was an ex-wife. Because good night, Trina.
Good night,
Um,
Trina. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate your comments today.
but I'm old school. I date to marry. Um, been married. Want to get structured in that realm again. But it's not a turn off. It's just when you have that stigma attached to you and you meet women and the first thing is how many kids, the first thing I think of is because you basically in my mind it's like when they look at me like I know he out here screwing a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably been screwing a lot of women his whole life. So I know he got kids. That's it. That's just the whole thing right there. Now, do I have four children? Yes. 20, 14, one going on 13. Well, just turned 13. Well, he's about to go 13. And the other one's going to turn 11 in January. But I had three when I was married,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, and when you don't know a person and you ask questions like that, especially when you just meet them, like it's different if you're on a date or doing old resume questions. How many kids you got? You getting to know somebody, that's different. When somebody just meets you and goes, well, I know you got some kids. How many kids you got? What kind of name? Why I gotta be plural?
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, do you have children? I don't get that. I get how many kids you got. See the
Mm-hmm.
difference?
Yeah.
That's like that question women don't like to get asked nowadays, or say, well, not say it specifically any women on the show, but the general, how many bodies you got?
Mm-hmm.
If a man walked up to you at the gas station, hey, how you doing, Miss Love? Or how you doing, Life? My name is Ralph. My name is Life. How many bodies you got?
Right.
That's the equivalent to me.
Yeah.
like, like really? Like that's how you coming to me? Like that's what I appear to you? I'm
Mm.
that?
Yeah.
You don't even know me. It's pre-assumption, it's prejudgment.
That's it.
So it's not necessarily a turn off question because I'm used to it. And so it's just like, but that's why that. And I never and when I say why you asking that, it's out you always get the typical same answers from women. It's never really nothing different. Oh, well, a lot of people like Keita said, well, a lot of people got kids nowadays, or I mean, I just assume you got kids or something similar, something in that realm. It's never what like the truth is. You probably think I'm out here screwing, or I mean, a woman could blatantly tell me like, "Shoot, I ain't gonna lie, you a handsome man. You probably out here getting a lot, so I just assume you had a lot of kids." I would respect that more than a woman just, oh well, I just a lot of people got kids out here nowadays. Atypical answer. Now, what it is tell the truth.
Yeah.
Because you probably feeling some type of way about yourself. You probably already made up your mind. Sure, he can get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like any other woman, if you think that, you think another woman's gonna think that. So,
Yeah.
no,
That's
that's where that comes from. Like,
Yeah, that's true. I don't know
But
why that's about them. Can't
and then
see.
I ask this: does it matter? You know, the only reason I think women really ask that question deep down is the lack of attention they'll get because of the kids, and they always say the baby mamas.
That's what I'm about to say. Number one is
I'm
baby
I'm
mamas.
I'm, I'm against that last, the lack of attention and the finances behind it.
Hmm.
How much less money they got coming to them. Now the baby mama thing is this: it's ironic a woman be worried about how many baby mamas when it don't matter how many baby mamas he got, it's about how he handles the baby mamas. But women often is just off the cuff. If he got one or two baby mamas, I ain't got time to deal with that. How you know he ain't taking care of his business and he ain't got no drama? Men are normally assumed that he got drama because he got baby mamas.
Hmm.
But then that goes back to accountability on the woman's end. Are you a baby mama? Did you do some of that crazy stuff the baby mamas do? Or you just know women and know that they want to get back their baby daddy? Domino effect. I can go on a tangent. We can have that as another show. But
Yeah,
I think
because
you get what I'm saying.
that's a big thing. And then also, okay, you got kids, and we got to worry about baby mama drama. And then also, how old are your kids? Because if they between 0 and 5, are you still dealing with the baby mama? You see what I'm saying? So it's that issue as well.
Well, okay, let me ask you this. If a father, active father, he's always going to deal with the baby mama.
No, we talking about in the other aspect as they still messing around.
I knew you was talking about that, but I had to say it like that for a reason.
Yeah, you
Because
right.
women don't say it in that manner. Just like I said, they don't
Hmm.
say exactly what they mean and how they feel. They use those atypical terms and basically try to go off the man's reaction to figure out the answer instead of just saying, "Are you still sleeping with her?
Hmm.
Are you still sleeping with her?" Just ask.
You think they're gonna be honest?
You, hey, listen. Whether they honest or not, I, everybody appreciates honesty.
Everybody.
So the person asking the question needs to be honest, and the
Hmm.
person answering needs to be honest because nobody wants to feel manipulated. So if you ask me, if you just assume that I got a big mama, and like you said, oh, I'm assuming he's still dealing with her, you're doing the same thing. You're pre-assuming, you're judging me,
Hmm.
and you're putting a stigma on me that might not even be there. So you're
Yeah.
counting yourself out
Yeah.
instead of just saying, look, I'm gonna be honest. Are you still sleeping with her? What's your relationship like with her? And
Right.
then what you're going to do is, if you are interested with that man, you're going to try to read into everything he does with that woman and come up with your own assessment of how he deals with her. I went through it. I was one of the men with my baby mama, my ex-wife, may she rest in peace. I couldn't even be nice to my baby mama because in her brain, in a relationship, even when I was married,
Yeah.
ain't touched her or nothing.
Yep.
My ex-wife didn't believe it until she seen me on the phone with her. She's like, "Why you change your tone with her when you get on the phone?" I said, "You can see her, watch me talk to her. You'll see why." Because it
Mhm.
starts an argument if I don't stay calm and level like this and talk to her like
Yeah.
a child, it
Hmm.
goes pew. Then
You
over
right.
time, it got to the point where I said, well, guess what? I'm catching an L either way it go. L from her, L for you. Y'all figure it out. Whatever y'all figure out, I
Mhm.
roll with it.
Yeah.
Now, since I'm already in the wrong, I'm catching an L, figure it
Yeah.
out.
That's
And
right.
what you think it is to them?
Yeah.
And
It
I
is
ain't doing nothing but taking care of the kids.
right. It most definitely is a prejudge. So yeah, you're right about that. So
Now
I
this
mean, just
again
like you
is the
saying, asking
point.
for your kids, that's a prejudge. So yeah.
Should a man come into a relationship with a woman who got kids and assume she messing with the baby daddy just because she say I don't like this nigga, he this, he that, he dirty, he did me wrong, he cheated. That don't mean you don't still want him because every man. Oh, I'm gonna say this. I think every man thinks, no matter what, not necessarily what she went through, but if she talk about that man a lot, she still want to be with him. And
Yeah.
every woman that has a child always has that want that family with the man she got the kid with. So when you
Hmm.
come in as the new guy, in the back of his head, you get to talking about him and all this. You must want to be with him.
Right. All
What
the
are you
time.
here for?
Hmm.
But we don't exercise it like women do. We
Right.
like, okay, she got kids. Let's roll with this. I'm gonna be the new stepdaddy, whatever, whatever. Women don't do that. It's, mm, why you talking nice to her? She only. I've heard women say, "Well, you ain't got to do this. You just need to do this. Just give her the money and that's it." So I can't have a cordial relationship with my baby mama. So my kids can see me have a healthy relationship with my baby mama.
Right.
You want me to be mean and nasty to her? That's a
Right.
personal thing with you.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. They own insecurities. You're right about that.
There you go. Now, if a man brings that up in conversation, you think that goes in a healthy manner? And don't say that. It's how you say it. It's not what you say. It's like, no, it's your
Mhm.
emotions. You don't even want to have a conversation most of the time.
Right.
That type of woman. You don't want to.
Exactly.
You want to express how you feel and him act on that.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
I'm supposed to show my kids an unhealthy relationship with their mother because you feel some type of way because you want me to yourself or want our kids and us and just give her money, get them on the weekends, and that's it.
Right.
Not have a relationship with her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I the first thing I told my ex-wife before we even got married, I said, listen, this is how I deal with my baby mama. If she needs something, she gets it. No questions. No questions asked. You're gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah.
If whatever reason my daughter she comes live with us, there's no questions asked about that.
Mm-hmm.
There's no conversation about it, nothing. Because here's the catch: if you were the baby mama, wouldn't you want the same thing too?
Right. That's true.
How many women out here saying they don't even got a background, just come get the kids?
Mm-hmm.
So now you got a man who's actually stepping up to the plate, who put himself on child support, still went above and beyond outside of that, and now you want to shut all that down because of your insecurities,
Right.
because
That's
of something you've seen from other your friends or something. You might not even have no kids. You just seen this from stories and TV and all this stuff, and you can run in with that because of how you feel. And it might be because she might be prettier than you. It might be some stuff that ain't got nothing to do with the man or the kids.
right. You're right. You're right. You speaking. You speaking on the women tonight.
But it takes a man, and this is what I always tell women. It takes a man to handle his business and to be able to be strong and say, but guess what? If you don't like it, peace. Because one thing that's not talked about, I don't think enough men show and talk about is men have to put their foot down when it comes to kids just like women do.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is stepdaddy come in, don't put your hands on my kids, these my kids. Because at the end of the day, all men, even when they're your kids, the women, they're my babies. When the man's needed, it's our children.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a stepdaddy stepping up to the plate. He still got to deal with the mentality from the woman, them my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Most, not all, but most.
Yeah. Most.
So now we flip the coin. Why you expect him to be any different? And that's the problem. Men don't stand on business. No, baby, they're my kids.
Yeah.
They're gonna love me regardless of it. And if you gonna, hey, if you gone tomorrow, I got to deal with. I'm not about to deal with the trauma that I give them because how many times have we heard kids say, "My mama chose a man over me. My daddy chose a woman over me,"
Mm-hmm.
because that man or that woman didn't stand on business. Man,
Mm-hmm.
forget that.
Yeah.
What are
You're
you
right.
teaching your kids,
Yep. You're right
male
about
or female? Forget that.
that. Yep.
Now, if you married, I do firmly believe the husband and wife come before them kids. Now it gets a little toxic and little because we ain't going by God's order. It get a little messy because when you got a baby, now you got a new wife, and y'all get married, so have kids. And if you don't, it get a little messy because it's hard because it's like, hey, this is my wife, but that really pertains to the adults in the situation. It shouldn't even pertain to the kids.
Right. Yeah.
But again, in the house, it should be, what did your father say? I had a young lady tell me the other day on the phone, we was talking about the same kind of subject, and she said, I said, the problem with my situation is, in my opinion, that if I feel like the kids should be doing something, period, was to home. Mom doesn't have to go by what I say they should be doing. But I feel like in my old school heart, if your dad say, nah, y'all can't have Skittles, I can't give y'all Skittles.
That's it. And that's the thing, you got to work together. That's about working together because that's when the kids start using that manipulation game and trying to play both sides against the middle. So you have to work together when it comes to these kids because they know how to try to get over, especially if well, daddy gonna listen to me anyway, or mama gonna listen to me anyway. So I'm gonna sit up her and throw some salt in the game. So yeah, that's true.
I experienced it.
Yeah.
My oldest child hated when me and her mama was on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Hated it. And my baby mama would say, you got a good father. She talked highly of me. And she
Yeah.
might have did some great stuff to me, but when it came to me being a father, what did your father say?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's it.
And vice versa. I'm not just gonna get on women. Men should do the same thing too.
Yeah.
Two separate households. If the mother says no, they can't play no games, they on the strict with punishment. It's your weekend. They can't play no games. They ain't nothing fun. They been acting up. Then you hold to that. Ain't no coming over daddy house and all right, we over here play a video game for an hour. No, they can't play it.
Yeah. They can't
Gotta
play.
respect it.
And that's true. And that would settle so much, all that mess that become between parents and the children or whatever. It would settle so much if the parents did just stick together and against their kids like that. Still, even if you are co-parenting or whatever it may be, it would be so much better, and these kids would have so much structure than what they have nowadays. That's true. You're right about that.
But I think the problem with the adults, it ain't the kids. Kids gonna be kids. I think at the end of the day, male and female, when they have children, no matter if you are married or not, too many, too much of their emotions. Like the one thing I will say about the courts that I do like they do, whether they do it the right way or not, they say whatever's best for the kids.
Hmm.
What I did as a father, no matter how much I have to find my pride or get angry at or whatever, I said, well, what's best for the kids? I'll give a personal example in my life. The mother, my ex-wife, recently moved out very far. You know, I used to be able to go see my kids, go pick them up in 15 minutes. Now they 45 minutes away. Did I
Hmm.
want that for them? No. Did I? No. But was that best for her? She has a kid. Yes. I'm all right. Didn't like it. I'm over it. I'm okay with her doing what she thinks is best for the kids, since she has them and all that type of stuff. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? But at the
Right.
same time, you know, I still need that respect to say, hey, this is it. You know, it's compromising and it's respecting the other person. Now my feelings involved. Now, no. What's best for them kids? If daddy can't say, hey, come live with me, keep the same schedule going, school going. The one blessing I had that was also a blessing and so-called a curse to me was my ex-wife used to be a teacher. So her schedule revolved around the kids. I work nights.
Right.
I work from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Do I want my kids to come live with me? Yes. But can I get my kids to school on time? They're charter schools.
Hmm.
I can't take them to school. I can't trust no Lyft driver. So it's best they be with their mama. So if she thinks it's best for her to do what she needs to do, then I got to respect that. Because I made
Right.
decisions in my life to put me where I'm at.
Hmm.
Most men and women are in positions and they mad because they get their way with their kids. It's
Right.
not about your way. It's about because we made decisions and we're
Yeah.
co-parenting that it's
Hmm.
what's best for the children at this point. So we got to put our egos and pride aside and say, okay, well, this is our dynamic. What is best for the kids? Okay, you might only be able to send me. We got 3 kids. You might be only be able to send me realistically maybe $75 a week. Let's just I'm lowballing for a reason. $75 a week. We know that ain't nothing. But
Right.
because my bills now went from 2 incomes, me holding down this, you may be saving, being able to save your money a little bit more, and I'm taking care of everything. So I basically ain't got nothing really saved up. We know how to stuff in relationships. Now that I'm bouncing back, I might not have it like that. You have to accept that because now the relationship's ended. Don't get mad because I can't support you like I was when I was with you. You have to
Right.
accept that I gotta build my stuff back up and give you might be ahead of me.
Yeah.
But what happens is most women get stressed out from the burdens of now having the whole load because now you separated. Now you got to be mama and daddy in the house. All the
Hmm.
bills is on you.
Hmm.
You stressing. You won't help. Well, guess what? He only can do so much. You can't say well he don't deserve to have a life. And I don't mean clubness. I mean a life. Like he got bills. He got to bounce back. He got to get a car, a renter's insurance, a house, a mortgage, whatever, car
Right.
insurance, car. He has the same bills you got, but he's starting from a lesser place. You got to accept that L because y'all not together no more.
That's true.
But men don't get that pass. Keita, you heard me say it often on this show. Men do not get the passes in life that we deserve for being men, for stepping up,
Hmm.
for doing what we're supposed to do, for
Yeah.
doing what we have to do. And then when things fall short, we're expected just to keep everything straight and everything is okay. And we're supposed to maintain the same. No, if a real man, most of the time, a real man, we ain't talking about these men making 150,000 a year. We're talking about an average man maybe making 50 to 60,000, if that, paying all the bills. Let's say he's doing that. He paying all the bills. You know, by the time if he get $1,000 check, by the time he see money for himself, he probably got $100.
Yeah.
Now a woman, she might see 500 every week or every 2 weeks. She's able to put up 250 in her income and save and save and save.
Yeah.
But we don't get that pass. We don't get that pass. Knowing knowing that situation, she just knows how she feels from the stress.
That's true. You're right. And it's like a lot of the good ones that do step up. I mean, y'all are appreciated, but y'all don't get to see it as often as more women do. So men that do step up and that's there for their kids, they don't get that appreciation that they need half the time. So that's true. Okay, so we are about to end this show tonight. I want to thank everybody that came in, that tuned in tonight. Like I said, we had a few polls. If you listen to the show, please leave a comment in the comment section. If you are coming in later watching the show, please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you, Mr. Island, for always tuning in with me. And we're going to have him back several times. So y'all going to see him again, most definitely. And we're going to do the raw and uncut of Mr. Island on Pop the Balloon.
Man, I'm so excited.
Coming up. So please make sure that y'all tune in. Um, continue to keep tuning in, continue to keep watching. Make sure you subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Share the video out, please. Um, and just continue to keep following us. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's your girl Keita, keeping it real, Keita. Y'all have a nice evening.
Have a good one. Trust in God.